Hey everyone, this is Edgar, Spirit Healer, at it again. And I have with me Kate Dardis. She is 36 years old and she's a pediatrics dentist. So I'm gonna have her introduce herself a little bit and tell us how she sees spirituality in a couple of words or sentences.
I was just saying earlier, I see spirituality as that little voice inside of you and inside of you, outside in the universe, that kind of tells you how to treat yourself and treat other people and approach the world and the environment and all those things.
Lovely, lovely. Have you ever had Reiki or experience with any energy healing techniques?
Nope, this is my first experience.
Okay, very nice. What pulled you into this situation? What did you feel?
You did.
Okay.
The first time I met you, we talked about it a little bit, and I found myself to be pretty intrigued. You were just talking about healing and how all of that works and just more awareness of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reading up on it a little bit.
Very nice.
And even more intrigued and wanted to go through it and see what if I would experience anything doing it myself.
Cool. So the night Kate and I met, conversation led to energy healing, and I did a little bit of hand activation and gave her an offhand energy transfer to her heart chakra, and she immediately picked it up and she's like, oh, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's energy healing, blah blah blah. And she's like, I've never heard of this before. Why did I feel it? And I was like, well, maybe it means that there is more about it to you than you think.
That's exactly right.
Cool. So we went ahead and had an energy healing session, and we started on the ground chakra, and I came up. And what was your experience while I was working with this part of the body?
When we first started working, I wasn't paying enough attention to what was going on. I was too much concentrating in my head about what maybe I should be looking for or what I thought it might feel. And then all of a sudden you had moved your hand, I think, right into this area here. Okay. And it was like my brain turned off from the concentration side and I started paying attention. And I started to feel my hands. And at first they got tingly, almost like when they're waking up after you sat on them or something like that.
Waking up.
That's right, that little tingling waking up. And then all of a sudden they felt really heavy and then really light. And then I felt like I could see light in my hands, like a really bright white light.
Wow. Did that, how did that make you feel?
I was really interested.
Yes.
I was really interested. I stopped. It was like I disengaged from thinking about what maybe it should be or was going to be. And it was just, okay, let's just be.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. And then, as I kept getting closer to your heart, I asked if there was something you had been through that where maybe you had been lied to, and what was your response and feeling to that?
So first of all, just maybe a minute or two before, I'd started thinking about this particular situation.
Oh wow.
I didn't say that before.
No.
It came into my brain and I started thinking about it, and I was so intent on wanting to experience everything that I was trying to put out of my head, but it was really loud. And you asked that, and it stopped me for a second.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I've recently been in a situation with an individual who had lied to me in the past. We took a break from one another. We recently come back into one another's lives, and after a little bit of back and forth, it turned out that we are still in a situation where it seems like I can be a person that should be lied to.
Okay.
And it's a tough thing. And so you asked me if I wanted to take that out of my life and let it all go and cut that cord and all those things. And I could, in my mind's eye, see you taking this, I was describing it as a tendon, like a vine that was deep inside,
Wow.
kind of covering my arms and my chest, and I could see you pull this twisted vine up and then just throw it. And I was saying to you at that point, I felt, again, another something I could kind of feel like I saw, like the fizzes of soda.
Okay.
Fizzing up through my arms and my chest and just fizzing away. And I just felt my arm tingling and just giving all of that off, and everything felt really light and then really heavy and then really light again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am actually amazed at all these words that you are using, because for a first timer, someone who hasn't experienced it before, you are already feeling different energies. You say heavy, light, cold, hot. Those are all just different energies that your mind is trying to categorize to understand
Yes.
it, right?
Yes.
When you said all the fizziness, I'm pretty sure that's when your cells were releasing the memories that they didn't want to hold anymore, and there was a biofield energy clearing going on, and so you felt all the energy interchange,
Okay.
or exchange, probably both. And you were saying that then your heart felt lighter.
It felt, I was describing it initially when we were talking as empty, but then you're right, I realized it felt light. It didn't feel that same compression or tension or everything that had been there. It just felt like it was open.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. And then we started coming up and we worked on the throat chakra, and then placed my hands on your face. And then you had an experience when I went to your crown.
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little about that.
When you had your hands on my crown of my head, I became very aware that I could feel my heart starting to race. I felt like I was breathing a little more quickly, a little more heavily, and I was feeling, I guess, energy or just a sensation of waves from my head all the way down to my feet, just getting more and more intense until I realized what was happening, and I said, slow down. I tried to get my breath back under control, but that was the most intense, is when your hands were on the crown of my head.
I love it. I love it.
Me too.
By the time I'm up at the crown, then your chakras have had a chance to charge and reconnect. All your energies going through and balancing them. When I reach the top, I try to send out the most loving energy your body can hold. And so we have meridian channels that start at the top of the head and kind of just go around the body. Mm-hmm. And so you feel that, you say you were feeling the waves going down. It was all this energy going through your own meridians and energy systems and kind of just doing a reboot.
Recharge.
Yes, like that.
Wow, okay.
And then let's see, and then we just went down, and then
I said I got twitchy after that.
Okay.
After that, I could feel twitches where my fingers wanted to readjust, my foot wanted to readjust, my knee wanted to readjust, just little zings here and there and here and there.
Lovely.
And then I was getting all those tensions, or not tensions, but muscle flexures, I guess, through my thighs and in my legs.
You had like a whole complete system update.
I did. Reboot.
Lovely. So how are you feeling compared to your day or when you walked in?
100% different. I was saying to you when I got here today, it's been a very stressful time at work lately, and I carry work with me a lot, and I usually don't do that.
Okay.
This is the lightest I've felt. It's not on my shoulders, it's not in my chest, it's not in my head. I just feel ready for another day.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. So one last question. Would you say the experience today can be categorized as a normal everyday experience, or would you say there is a mystical aspect?
To me, it felt pretty mystical.
Yeah.
So, yeah. When we were working, every once in a while, I'd say, what is this? What's happening? I wanted to understand it, but at the same time, in the moment, it was so intriguing. I wanted to just experience it.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
I like that connection with feeling in myself that I had.
Connection with feeling with myself. I love it.
Yeah.
centeredness and balance.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much for being my lovely, lovely volunteer.
Thank you so much.
I hope we can work together some other time.
Definitely.
And you have a very, very good night. Okay?
Thank you.
This is Edgar, Spirit Healer, bringing the mystical experience to the everyday life.